Is this the Rookie CEO podcast?
Yeah, I think we're in the right place.
Oh, Hev, it's recording. This is Fuzz.
And I'm Hev, and you're listening to the Rookie CEO podcast. Welcome back, rookies. We're back. Today, we're going to be talking about the power of collaboration because little old us, we used to be competitors. Could you believe it?
I never saw you as a competitor.
I did. I hated you.
Whoa. Jeez, okay, this is going to be a bit of a crazy episode for our listeners, I think.
No, I didn't.
Did you really?
No, of course I didn't. No, I didn't see you as a threat.
I think it was a friend then.
No, because when I first met you, I think you were doing mainly just videography with a little bit of websites. I think that's all you did. Oh, no, you were doing social media, wasn't you?
Yeah. So when we started, obviously, just like any business, it's quite rare for them to start with full intentions and continue with them because you have to adapt. You have to adapt not only to your own sort of what's sustainable for you and your lifestyle, but also with the current market, right?
Yeah.
But one thing that I learned very quickly was social media is a full-time job.
Yeah.
Like, I would need to hire a social media person and for them to just focus on that, study it. That's one thing because it's learning every day is so different.
Yeah.
Like when it's like just a random Instagram like ratio change of their photos and everyone just like the world stopped. Like it's
that
crazy.
Was the worst ever.
But just stuff like that, throwing those spanner in the works. We can't, when I'm trying to build websites and do videography, it doesn't work out. And I'm so glad that I met you. And what's funny is my first ever networking event I went to was the first one you ever hosted.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I called it a launch party, but I'm pretty sure I had been in business for about a year at that point.
Yeah.
But I think I had finally started making some, like, tiny bit of profit. So I was like, I'm going to throw a party. So I just had it in, like, Iwade, where we live, in the barn and stuff. I just invited, like, local businesses and stuff. And, you come along. And then I think after that, I just continuously saw you at events. And I thought, Jesus, this guy does not... It doesn't take a break. But then I thought, actually, Eva, if you're seeing him at every event, that means you also don't take a break.
Yeah. You didn't think I was stalking you, did you?
No, I just thought, God, this guy really takes his business seriously.
Oh, yeah, he's slay. So one thing that was really funny, actually, wasn't it, was the first sort of business club I joined, you also joined, and we were both asked that one of us had to leave, theoretically, because we were locking out each other's industry.
Yeah.
Which, obviously, at the time, I was quite vulnerable. I was like, okay, I didn't realise that was a thing. And quickly learnt that, the power of collaboration cannot occur. It was very rare to occur in those situations where...
Yeah, in the lockout clubs.
In those lockout clubs. Yes, you can still collaborate on, you get some web designers to do graphic design, for instance, or you get some plumbers that also do... I don't know, other types of plumbing. It depends with these lockout clubs and how they want to really break it down.
Yeah.
Like there's like 20 different types of law, for instance. You
Yeah.
could get one lawyer in or you could get 20 lawyers in.
It's a tough one as well because I understand why some people do it because it works for them. Like, I don't know. Actually, no, because I was going to say about financial advisors, but I think with financial advisors, it's very much the personality.
It's the personality, but also they specialise in specific sectors.
I didn't actually. I personally now am kind of like against lockout, or like I am to an extent, but it can't be super strict. Like it should. I think it should be up to the person to be like, okay, yes, let people in or not. But I think the people that are very pro lockout are hiding something, and I think as time goes on, you should not be scared of your competition being in the room or what you perceive as your competition because no one's your competition. And if you see people as competition, then you need to do some serious development of your business because you should not see people as a threat because what you're offering should be so unique and amazing to you.
Yeah, I think by that, I think what we mean by that is the fact that everyone's different, right?
Yeah.
You're selling yourself almost.
Yeah.
Your authentic self is unique.
Yeah.
But also, I think I do agree with what you're saying there. It's if you're scared of competitors in the same room as you, it's almost, you're kind of convincing yourself that you're not as good as they are.
Yeah, it's a self-doubt.
100%. And I really need to cough now, and I don't know how this is going to work for our listeners. I apologise. But yeah, it's a self-doubt, 100%.
Yeah, and you're feeding into that self-doubt by making sure there's not other people there. And also, I think competition is healthy because it keeps you continually developing, not getting stagnant in your business, so that you're continually improving what you're offering to your clients.
I agree. And what I really like about the Rookie CEO networking is that I bump across so many people who do what we do. Like we have somebody who's an expert in drones. We have somebody who's an expert in websites. We have somebody who's an expert in graphic design. And people are not afraid to share, you know, even just like the platforms that they use. Like as a videographer, sometimes people judge you not on just what the camera you use, but what platform you use to edit your videos on. And I don't think that there's no judgment. Like within this room, there's seriously no judgment. People are going, oh, okay, that's interesting. There's like a big one right now for graphic designers is when people use Canva or people use Photoshop. It's just like, it's really interesting. And from a Fuzz Logic aspect, we have a graphic designer who uses Canva. And I'm also a graphic designer that uses Photoshop. And I don't judge her. In fact, what's really nice is that when something comes in for Canva, I can just pass it on to her. Yeah. And amazingly, I would not have met her if there was a lookout club that I was in. I met her through networking. Yeah. And that's the power of collaboration. I think Fuzzy Logic is a great example of how the power really works, because we can not only create amazing connections with people, but over time you learn that they know a lot more than you do. Yeah. But you can also share a lot of knowledge back and forth.
Hey Hev, have you heard of IT Managed Services? They're an IT support service based in Kent.
Yeah, I've been with them for over a year now. I love being able to just call them at any point and they take over my computer and fix the issue so much quicker than spending hours on Google.
Why have you kept that to yourself all this time? Right, I need to sign up to these guys. What's their website?
It's it-ms.co.uk, or you can call 01634 218 362.
Yeah, because you can never know everything. And I think kind of, I like that saying, it's like as soon as you stop learning, you stop growing. Because there's always something someone can show you. Like I think one of the rookie CEOs, there was like 4 other social media managers in the room. And it was great because we was all chatting about, I think that was the time when the Instagram grid had changed from square to 4 to 5. And we was all chatting about it and what we're using to kind of adapt the photos and loads of stuff. And I was just like, come away. And I was like, oh, like there's a problem I had. They've solved it. Yeah, you just don't get that. And like, I mean, close your ears, clients. If you've had a really bad client and the only people that are really going to understand your frustration with this situation is someone that does what you do.
Yes.
So that you can explain the situation. They're like, yeah, I completely get it. You're fine. Like I had this situation. Here's what I did. If they don't work in the same industry, it's very hard to relate. So you do need that peer kind of, like, because obviously we work self-employed, we don't technically have co-workers. You need to have that camaraderie with people. I think it's really important.
And even if you do have co-workers and you're a CEO or a rookie CEO, right, you still feel that level of loneliness because you can't, it's hard. You got people that are working for you. It's hard to talk to them the same way you would talk to a friend. Yeah. Because you're trying to earn their trust as well.
And also, like, obviously you've got that kind of, they're depending on you, you're their boss, and you've got to kind of have this, everything's always okay. Whereas, okay, like, yeah, maybe something isn't okay. You can't talk to them, but you could talk to your business kind of connections that you've made, and maybe there's someone that you've met has also had to lay someone off the last month or so, but like they're at the other end of it now and they've grown and they're back to where they needed to be. So yeah, I think people really do sleep on the fact that you could make kind of actual friends that are going to support you.
Definitely. And then there's different types of people that do, prefer the lockout. Another one would be someone who's struggling to just let down their ego. What people need to understand is, and one thing that I learned myself is the fact that there's so many clients out there for everyone. Yeah. Like if you're really worried about people stealing clients, you're going to end up in this position where you've got too many clients on and actually you need to collaborate because you need support. So you are better off just understanding that, let your guard down, let people in, collaborate, meet those that you have a genuine connection with. I'm not advising to, there's a videographer that actually just don't get on, but it would be good for the business. That's one thing that I probably won't advise because long term it just won't work.
Yeah.
But like for instance us, like there was no real intention to start a business together.
No.
Not at all. Like things can evolve, but it's just getting that connection. It's the connection thing I think for me that it's just so powerful.
Yeah. And it's just, you don't know what opportunities can bring your way. Like I think we both agreed that since we kind of worked a bit more closely together, because we opened up what we could offer to people, business just picked up naturally because we'd added value without realising we'd added value. Because now when people come to us, we have this whole kind of tier of services that we can offer, not just the one thing that, I'm just a marketing expert and that's kind of my bag. Yeah. Whereas like now I've got access to the whole Fuzzy team, I've got access to the drone experts, I've got access to all this other stuff.
Can you stop putting your hand over the camera, please?
Sorry.
There's people trying to watch us.
Testing.
No, I completely agree with you. And another thing that I learned from, and this kind of does go into the collaboration side, is because we're offering so many services, something will pop up, maybe from a client or something on Facebook or LinkedIn saying, I'm looking for this person. And you know that you could probably just about do it, maybe. Yeah. You think, I could probably give that a go. You're better off offering your clients a high quality service. And the best way to do that is if you are passionate about something that you still don't really know much about, again, the power of collaboration there. You can learn a lot more from those that are experts.
Yeah.
So for us, a perfect example is we do websites, right? We do websites, but we're not experts. We would never call ourselves experts on SEO. Yeah. So obviously that plays a massive part in having a website. So we would never offer a ongoing SEO maintenance package. But then very recently we've had someone who is very interested in not only being part of Team Fuzzy, but they are an SEO expert and they offer those services themselves. So it's like perfect. This is an amazing opportunity because then they have clients that need websites and we have clients that need SEO. Yeah. Like it's a win-win.
Well, it happens in all industries. Like I know a really good heating engineer, and he's now project managing huge projects because he comes in as the heating engineer, but he's bringing in the electrician, he's bringing in the plasterer, he's bringing in the builder and the groundworks. So now all of a sudden, he can step into a renovation and he can take it for them from start to finish. How much more value is he added just by collaborating with all these other trades? Because he's just stepped up the service that he offers. So he's not put himself in the box. Now he's not just that heating engineer. He is the all singing, all dancing project manager who is going to take your house from 0 to 100.
All because of the power of collaboration and networking. It's unbelievable. Right, to end the episode on, what has been your highlight of networking? And what advice would you give someone who's just going into a network where there are either a lockout or non-lockout?
My favourite thing that's ever happened at a networking event is when someone messaged me after, because I was just chatting and I'd said about obviously done is better than perfect. Just you sit in your van, throw a video up in your car, talking to the camera, and they listened, they did that, and they got a customer booking a £4,000 job straight from it the next morning, which is, I think it was an existing client, but it was just the reminder that they needed. And I was like, literally that was a 2-minute conversation and they've got that from it. So I think it's not realising the impact you could be having on someone. I
love your highlight is nothing to do with you, by the way. I love how selfless that is. You're like, my highlight is someone else made loads of money.
Yeah, no, well, obviously, and I've got some of my favourite clients have come from networking. Oh, yeah. And to be honest, I'm at the point, luckily now in my career, all of my clients I have such a lovely relationship with. And I think all of them have come from networking. So there is that.
That's the good thing about networking is you get to understand your client before they call you.
Because like I'm after clients I want my clients to be with me for a long time. And I don't think you get that from kind of like your random paid ads on Facebook.
No.
You're not going to get that same return. Whereas if you invest in people, they invest in you. And what was the other question you said?
The other question is, what would be your biggest bit of advice to someone who, like, two bits of advice. One, who's going to a networking club that is a lockout, and one that isn't. For the first time ever.
If you are going to a networking club that's a lockout, the chances are they're going to ask you to stand up there and give you an elevator pitch. I wouldn't talk about what you're selling. I would share about problems you're solving. Do it that way, because that is how I got my early clients. I stood up in rooms and I'd sort of go, my name's Heather and I do this, this and this. I'd be like, oh, this week I've done this for this client. They was really struggling with this, blah, blah, blah. And then someone would come up to me after and be like, oh, I'm experiencing the same thing at the minute. Can you help me? You just instantly are like, oh gosh, this person knows what they're talking about. If I was going to a non-lockout, I would hover around the food and the drink.
We're talking about someone who's just going into the game for the first time.
Yeah, if you're new to networking, hover around the food and drink, okay? Because it's the perfect place to start a conversation. If you're a bit awkward like me, someone's like picking out the food, you go, oh, that looks nice, or like, oh, what are you having? And then you can go, oh, is this your first time? It's the perfect place. That's why we always have food at Rookie CEO, because that is where you can break the ice with people, because food and drink is just the perfect opportunity.
100%. It's getting those, it's providing them with those icebreakers, because a lot of the time there's sometimes not an opportunity to unless you have to butt into someone's conversation, which is always really awkward.
Oh yeah, I'm the worst. I just awkwardly stand there in the corner and just hope that someone approaches me.
Like those that are quite expert at networking, they'll know that if there is a group of people, I think it's called the Pac-Man technique, where you got to leave a little gap in the group. And
I always kind of stand at a slant,
Yeah.
so I'm like half in the conversation, but letting people know there's a green light to come in.
Open for business.
And also, if you do go to an event and you're going with people, and you see someone on their own, please just go and say like, "Do you want to come and join our group?" Because it really does make someone's day if they get included.
100%. I do agree with you, and that's one thing that we're working on with Rookie CEO is having like ambassadors in the room that look out for those people.
Yeah.
Because it is daunting. Like honestly, the first networking event I went to, which was obviously yours, it was so outside my comfort zone. It was unbelievable. Yeah. And now you can't get me away from networking.
Yeah. I would also start with smaller groups and work your way up.
Yeah.
Because the chances are, if you go to one of the smaller groups, the next bigger event you go to, there'll be someone at least that you know, because the networking circuit starts to become quite similar.
It does, yeah. I think that's also because you attract your own vibe, as you say.
What would your last bit of advice be?
For
if you were going to an event?
I think it's just understanding that sacrifices have to be made. A great example to that, and this is a similar situation, right, is recording yourself in public, right? Like, it is embarrassing, and especially if you mess up. Like, it's like, oh, God, everyone's seen that. But you're putting your business first. It's understanding your priority right now is I'm here to make business. So if I have to butt into someone's conversation, I will. If I have to do this, then I will. And, people are going to forget about the negatives. People are going to remember the positives. That's my bit of advice. Don't be afraid. Don't be too shy. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next week. What are you going to say a different language this time?
Yeah. Arrivederci.
You're working on your accent. I love it. Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Bye.